What's up, Nunk Nation, Nunk Nation? It's me, Nunk, and Nunk underscore 2005. And today I want to be talking about the time that I got, where's the camera? The time that I got fired from my job at a flower shop. Now, I'm also going to be playing ping pong with myself. And while I do that, the audio is going to cut out and it's going to be kind of hard to hear me because I don't have a microphone, obviously. And let's get it started. So first and foremost, bear with me now. I'm surprised no one's made that joke. Like at all, like bear with me. So, I worked at a flower shop. The flower shop, I'm not going to say the name of the flower shop, but I only worked there because at Publix, they didn't need me anymore at Publix, so they let me go. And so I was like, well, I still need a job. And so I signed up to work the cash register, very important part of the story. The cash register and carry heavy bags of like mulch and stuff to like people's cars. I am sick now. To people's cars and stuff and put them in the back. And I was doing that, and then literally the second week, okay, they're like, you're gonna be on watering duty. Watering duty? I didn't sign up for that. But I didn't complain because I'm a super awesome guy, and I just love helping. You know, I'll do whatever they want me to do. And so this is literally 2 weeks into the job, and I'm watering these plants, and they come up and they're like, hey, you're not watering correctly. I'm not watering correctly. I'm putting this little hose into the flowers and giving them water for 5 seconds, holding it, and then bringing it back. Which, by the way, you haven't invested like in a self-watering thing. The reason they can't do that is because they put pesticides on the flowers. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to tell you my favorite flower, which is the marigold. The marigold was always my favorite, the orange one, because it really stood out amongst all the other flowers. Anyways, so this place was pretty, they had more than flowers. They had trees and furniture. They had some furniture there. And the trees, when you were watering them, that took 20 seconds to water. I still remember this. I was, I would have been a great worker. And then one day I come in. This is the second week of the job. And we've had no problems. No one's came up to me at all yet saying that they have had problems with my watering. And they were like, hey, no, okay. The day before I got fired, they set me up with this guy to teach me how to water. So I think that was them saying, like, hey, you kind of were horrible at watering the other day, but we're not going to tell you that we hated the way that you watered. So instead, we're going to give you this little hippie guy. And this hippie guy was telling me about how water's connected to life and how he doesn't have to listen to music because when he waters, he listens to the current of life. I was like, what? All right, man, whatever you say. This guy was smoking some flower, let me tell you that. Not the good kind that I was selling. Let me tell you, I was pretty good at cash register. I put all the mulch up. I would bring sod to people's cars. I was a good little worker. Anyways, my boss, who went on a power trip one morning, I walked in and I didn't have a great attitude, let's be honest. I didn't want to work that morning and it was raining outside. And so in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why am I even watering this fine morning? Why am I watering? It's raining outside. So anyways, I start watering these plants, these flowers, and one of the flowers, awesome. I have a podcast in my ear. And I'm listening to Chuckle Sandwich. Shout out Chuckle Sandwich, or I guess rest in peace, Chuckle Sandwich. You will be remembered by me, and like only me. I'm the only person that every time I ask, like, hey, do you know who Schlatt is? People are like, no, I don't know who Schlatt is. And if you don't know Schlatt, you don't know Ted or Slimesicle. I think Slimesicle is probably the most famous out of all of them. But anyways, I had a podcast in my ear and I was watering. One of the plants was like it was a little off, okay? It was a little special. And it was dead. But I didn't know it was dead because I'm not a botanist, okay? I don't have a green thumb. I have a yellow thumb. I have a white thumb. And I was like, well, kind of looks like a tree. I'm going to water it for like 10, 15 seconds, even though it's raining. And so I water it, and then I go around. I'm not in the best mood. I came in, I clocked it. I didn't say hi to anyone. They were like, go water plants. I'm like, yes, I will. And I watered this plant that looks like it's dying, but I mean, I don't know anything about plants. And then I get done with all of this watering, and I got more plants. So I'm starting to walk over to these other plants, and then my hose breaks, and I'm like pissed. And then this woman comes over to me, and she has never talked to me before. She's never once talked to me. Said hi or like, have a good morning. Because my boss was this guy that works above her, but she was like the manager. So I guess she's the one that paid me or something, but she never like talked to me. And she walked up and she was like, hey, did you know that you were watering a dead plant? And I was like, no, I didn't. I literally didn't know that that plant was dead. And she's like, are you serious? Yeah, I'm actually very serious. I didn't know that that plant was dead. And she's like, I've been watching you. You've had a bad attitude because it was raining and it was wet and cold. You're not watering correctly. Well, I don't know. I mean, this is my second week on the job. I'm not going to water it completely correctly. You just watered a dead plant and wasted water. Why are we, I don't know. I didn't know it was dead. I literally didn't know it was dead. And she's like, and you know what? Pack up your bags, you're done. But she was like, get all your stuff together and then leave. Leave? Like, and I was like, she's not firing me right now. So I said, like go up to the cash register and do what I signed up to do, ignoring my teeth. And she was like, no, you're not coming back here. You're fired. Fired? I had never been fired from a job before. And so I start like almost crying, like a little B word. I'm not a B word anymore. I wouldn't cry at a flower shop job. But I was like 15, 16. And so she's like, pack up, you're done. And I'm like, I don't know you. Why are we doing this right now? And she wouldn't, I was like, why am I fired? And she wouldn't tell me. Other than like bad attitude, watering dead plants, and you're not watering correctly. If I'm not watering correctly, maybe put someone else on it and put me up at the cash register, please. This story pisses me off, man. I'm telling you. She was on a power trip. And at a flower shop, dude. You're not special. And so, talking down to a 17, 15-year-old, whatever the hell I was. My first job at Publix, I don't know if I should say that. Publix. I was 14. I worked hard. And so I'd never been fired before. And I'm like kind of crying. I'm packing up my stuff. I'm walking out to my car and I call my mom. I'm like, I just got fired. You just got fired? What? For what? I don't know. I didn't water correctly, I guess. And then she was like, well, can you ask your manager? Like, what did you get fired for? And so my mom, because I'm a little boy, she calls the store and she's like, hey, why did my son get fired? And she was like, if he wants to know why he got fired, he can come back and we will tell him why he got fired. Why didn't you just tell me in the first place? So I come home and that's pretty much it. I got fired from that flower shop job. And then I became a janitor for years. And I made a lot of money. A lot of good money that I have not spent yet. It's in my Fidelity account. So please don't rob me. The public's money I spent, like, immediately. Especially going to college. Ugh. I didn't play ping pong once. I thought that story was going to last longer. It's too much work. I didn't want to set it up anyways. So, shout out flower shop that I worked at. That's probably the least fun job I've ever had. And I've never gotten fired since. So, almost perfect track record. Except for that. Power trip of a woman. Let me tell you, she was big. She wasn't a dainty woman. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Damn it, I don't have another one. So, leave a comment down below. Tell me, what was your worst experience getting fired from a job? And share me with all your friends. Pause? Not really. And I'm going to take this time to talk about Peyton Talbot. Yay, Peyton Talbot news, dude. We finally get Peyton Talbot news. If you don't know who Peyton Talbot is, look him up. He has a fight coming up with Figgy, which is a horrible matchmaking. Horrible matchmaking, in my opinion. Because he already retired one old guy, and you're going to give him another old guy? Give him someone fun, dude. Give him Song Yudong. Give him Song. Give him the dong. Alright, that's going to be it for me, Nuggers. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. And cherish your life, because it's going to end. It's going to end. So tell your mother you love her. If you don't have a mother, then tell yourself that you love yourself. And get 1% better every day. All right, bye everyone. Have a great day.